Welcome back. In the previous video, we completed the first four tokens, that is variables, constants, identifiers and keywords. Next one is operators. Now basically what are the operators? When we talk about mathematics, we use different types of operators there also. When we talk about physics, we use different types of operators there also. In general life also, we are having operators for each and some vehicles, some tools, okay. But right now here we are going to discuss the operators in Python, okay. So what are the operators? By definition we can say it, these are the special symbols, okay. What are the operators? Operators are the special symbols which when we apply it on operands, it gives us a manipulated result, right? What are the operators? Operators are the special symbols which when applied on operands, it returns us some manipulated result. And what that result will be, it totally depends on the type of operator applied. Just for example, if I write 5 plus 3, so here plus sign will be an operator. 5 and 3 are the operands on which this operator is applied. Now what result it will give? Because the role of the plus operator is to add, so what the result we will get here is 8, right? So this is an operator, plus operator performing addition operation. So basically again I repeat, what are the operators? Operators are the simply special symbols which when applied on operands, it gives us some manipulated result, and result depends on types of operator applied, correct? So when we talk about types of operator, okay, so we can categorize types of operator on the basis of two criteria. The first one is on the basis of number of operands, and second one is what will be the operation performed, okay. So when we categorize it on the basis of number of operands, that is what is the minimum number of operands will be required to apply that operator. We can have two types of operator, that is unary and binary, okay. So unary operator are those operators which are applied on only one operands. It has a requirement of only one operand to work on. And binary operator are those operators which has a requirement of two operands to work on, okay. For example, if I say plus, then of course this addition operator will require two operands, one on its left hand side and one on its right hand side. Then only this addition operator will be able to do some task, right? So that's why it is categorized under binary operator. And when we talk about OR operator, sorry, not operator, this is equivalent to NOT gate in physics. So this NOT operator works on only one operand and simply gives you the result. It simply reverses the result. If it is true, it will return you false. If it is false, it will return you true. We will discuss this NOT operator later in the section of logical operator, right? So these are the two types of operators categorized on the basis of number of operands, that is unary and binary. When we categorize it on the basis of operation, we are having further few categories, that is arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, identity operator and membership operator. In this section, we will be learning only these four, the top four one: arithmetic, relational, logical and bitwise. Identity operator and membership operator we will be discussing later when we will be discussing some more topics, okay. So let's begin with the top four operators: arithmetic, relational, logical and bitwise. Now of course you all know, grown up students you are, that what is an arithmetic operator. Simply it performs arithmetic operations. So I'm not going to tell about you about arithmetic operator, but some special meaning also they are having, some special cases are also there. So I will be discussing only that, okay. So when we talk about plus operator, of course addition is performed between two numbers, it is placed and those two numbers are added and we get the result, right? But in case of strings, and two other data types are there, that is list and tuples. So we will be discussing about list and tuples later on. Here we are going to focus on string. Suppose we are having two strings and we simply apply plus operator on it. Suppose if I write code and enclosed in double quotes and is, okay, and I have applied simply plus operator in between these two. So what the result will be? Of course, it is not going to act as an arithmetic operator over here. So here it will act as concatenation operator, and it will simply combine these two strings, right? The second string will be appended to the first string, and the result that we will be getting here is CODIES. Okay, means the complete string will be concatenated. So this is the role of the addition operator in case of a string. Subtraction operator simply subtract the two numeric values, of course not applied on a string. Now when we talk about multiplication operator, it is a product operator. It gives you the product of the two numeric values, but when it is applied with a string, suppose one operand is a string, okay, CODIES, and the second operand is a numeric value, that is 2. Then what will happen? Here the string cannot be multiplied by 2, of course. Then what will happen? It will replicate. Here it will replicate, means the CODIES string will be replicated twice, means the result will be, here it will be something like this, means 2 times it will be printed. So this is what the role of the multiplication operator in case of string and integer as a operand. It will act as a replication operator, right? So these are the roles of addition, subtraction and multiplication. Now coming on to the next, that is division operator. Of course you all know very well that how division works. Still I'm just going to do one thing for you. Suppose I have written 5 upon 2. So what happens? 2 2s are 4 and we get the remainder 1. And to further calculate, simply we place the decimal, 0 is added on to the remainder section, and 2 5s are 10. Okay, so this is what we do in normal division. Of course it is correct. So when we divide 5 upon 2, we get the result 2.5. Now this I have told just because what I am going to discuss further will help you out. Okay, next comes the floor division. Now what is the difference between floor division and normal division? The normal division that we have learned just now was giving you the value in decimal, right? And the floor division, it truncates the decimal part. Okay, it truncates the decimal part and only the integer part is returned as a result. Consider this example again, 5 divided by 2, actually floor divided by 2. So what will happen here? 2 2s are 4 and we get the remainder here 1. Now the further division will not take place. Here the floor division operator will stop working and you will get the result here 2, that is only the quotient part you will get at the result. Now the remainder section will not be reevaluated to its decimal place, right? So 5 floor division operator 2 gives you the result 2. And when we talk about modulus operator, again 2 2s are 4, remainder we get 1. Now this remainder is extracted using modulus operator, that is 5 modulus 2 gives you the result 1. See here. Now consider the decimal number 7.2 divided by 3. 3 2s are 6 and what we get here, remainder as 1.2. So this will be the result that we will get if we do 7.2 modulus 3. So this is how modulus operator works. Now next is your exponentiation operator. Exponentiation operator gives you the result of x raised to the power 5. Suppose if you want to calculate x raised to the power y, what you can do is you can simply write x exponentiation operator and y. So this is what we get the result. 5 mod exponentiation operator 3. So here what we get is 5 raised to the power 3. So 5 raised to the power 3 is 125. So this is the role of exponentiation operator. Next is unary plus and unary minus. Now it is very much important. Till the operators we have learned so far, all those operators were binary operator. It was having a requirement of 2 operands. And now here unary plus, unary minus, even its name is saying that it is a unary operator. It will apply on only on one operand, right? So here the plus operator and minus operator are the basically it precedes the operand, right? It precedes the operand. So whatever the operand's value is, suppose it is plus 7, and if I write plus unary operator before plus 7, it will simply give you plus 7 as a result. And if I write plus operator before minus 7, again it will give you simply plus 7 as a result. It means to say, when unary plus is applied on an operand, the sign of the operand does not change. But in case of unary minus, the sign changes. Suppose the initial value is plus 7 and we have applied unary minus as a operator. So what we will get here, plus minus, it will change to minus 7, means the final value is minus 7. The initial value was plus 7, the final value is minus 7, the sign has been changed, right? So if we apply unary minus to the minus 7, this is the initial value applied minus operand. So what we will get here, minus unary minus will change the sign of the minus 7 to plus, that we will get the result as plus 7. So this is what the result is. So basically when we precede an operand by plus unary plus, the sign does not change, and when we precede an operand by unary minus, the sign of the operands get changed, right? Now here comes the relational operator, also termed as comparison operator. Now relational operator is basically used to compare the two values. It is used to make a relation between two values, and it gives you result in the form of true or false. That is, it gives you a logical result, true or false, right? What are those relational operators? Those operators are less than equals to, greater than equals to, and not equals to. Basically, these are the relational operators, comparison operators, used to compare the two values and returns a logical result in the form of true and false. Means it returns a Boolean value as a result, right? Just take an example of two integer values. Suppose the value of A is 10 and B is 12. Now I will be using the relation operator and make the comparison between the values of A and B. See here, A is less than B. Just check it out whether the value of A is less than B. Of course, the value of A is less than B. So it will return true as a result. In the very next line, I have written A is greater than B. No, the value of A is not greater than B. So it will return false as a result, right? Now see here, it is written that A is less than or equals to B. Of course, it is not equals to B. The value of A is not equals to B, but it is less than B. So the result here will be true. A is greater than or equals to B. Neither A is greater than B nor it is equals to B. Means in both the cases it is false. So it will give you the result as false. Now here is an equality check. Whether the value of A is equals to B. No, it is not. So the result here is false. Whether the A is not equals to B. Of course it is not equals to B. So the result here is true, right? So this is what the role of relational operator is. Just to compare the two values, makes the comparison between the two operands and gives you the result in the form of true and false. Now here are the few considerable cases which must be kept in mind, right? So the very first important case is strings. Now when the relational operators are applied on strings, here the comparison is based on the ASCII code of those characters. Okay, we know very well that every character has an ASCII code, also known as Unicode or ordinal value. So here the comparison is made on the basis of ASCII code. Just for example, suppose I am making a comparison between two string here. Suppose the value of string 1 is Codes in capital COD double triple E and Z, right? And string 2 here, if I simply write it in lowercase. Okay, now if I compare between these two strings, whether these two strings are equal or not, str1 and str2. So here we know very well by pronunciation it is equal, right? But when we see the cases of individual letters of the string, all these cases are here in capital, and in str2 it is in lower case, right? So the ASCII code of these characters will be different. The capital letters have some other ASCII code and the lowercase letters have some other ASCII code. So in this case, here the result will be given as false, because according to the ASCII code, these two strings are not equal. Got it? So this is how the strings are being compared. Now another point is written about the list and tuples, because at this moment we are not aware of the topic list and tuple, so we will skip this. We will learn this when we will be discussing list and tuples further. Now another case is about Boolean values, right? So the true Boolean value is represented by 1 and false Boolean value is represented by 0 for comparison purpose. What it is meant to say is, you can simply check it out with an example. Suppose I have written the value of a equals to 5, right? And now I am just making an equality check whether a is equals to true, double equals to true. Now here, of course, the value of a is non-zero, but it will be not equal to true. It will give you the result false. Why? Because 1 is treated as true, not false, not 5. Means not any non-zero number is treated as true. Only 1 is treated as true, right? So here the result will be false. Now if I simply assign the value 1 to variable a, and now if I check whether a is equals to true, in this case the result will be true, right? So I hope you got it, that what Boolean value true is 1 and false is 0 means, right? So this is the concept of relational operator, right? Now this is the end of this video. In the next video we'll be learning about logical and bitwise operator. Till then, take care. Goodbye.